Welcome to Photoshop Elements Weekly. This is show number 4. This week we're going to explore on how to take self-portraits. We're going to talk about green screening and how it's difficult to actually get that green out of the picture unless you have the proper software. We're going to talk about what software we want to use and how we can properly use that software to extract the person off of the green screen. And we'll discuss that a little bit. And then we're also going to look at how we can extract people from any scene and put them into any other scene. Right here on Jack's Tech Corner, Photoshop Elements Weekly. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, just to let you know, we are taking your calls. Skype is open. I had a few people email me over the week and say, Jack, what is Skype? How do you set it up? And I worked with them, and we actually was able to help them install Skype. So if you have a camera on your computer, it makes the shows even more interesting. We can get your face up on screen. I know it's early in the morning, and I know I prepare for these shows. You know, I shave and everything and get ready for these shows. So they're ready to go live. Maybe you didn't, but that's okay. Just call in. You can use the regular phone number there, 724-701-0911, and call into the show and ask anything you would like to ask. I do usually ask, though, if I'm showing a tutorial, if we're working through a picture or something with Photoshop Elements, please wait until after the tutorial, and then I'll give you time to call in with your questions. So hopefully the audio is okay. Everything's running well here, it looks like. I am going to actually close my browser down that I have the stream up in, because I think it affects the overall outgoing stream by me trying to watch the same stream. So I'm just going to monitor on my computer here. I can monitor what's going on, and we're just going to shut this stream off here. I guess when I do that, I'm actually going to lose the chat window also, unfortunately. And I don't see how I can actually have that chat window open by not having... nah, I really can't. No, I really can't. Okay. So what I did was then I paused my live stream on my computer here, so that way I can keep the chat window open, and you guys can still type in there any chat stuff. If you see me turning to the left, to the right, it's because this camera here, you can see there's a monitor over here to the right of me, and that's where the chat window is, obviously. So that is how that works. Okay, so let's first start to talk and investigate a little bit of how to do a self-portrait. Self-portraits are just that, pictures of yourself. But how do we know with today's digital cameras? I have no idea why I'm tired other than being a little bit sick. You may hear that in my voice too. But other than knowing exact alignments, how do you take a self-portrait, right? Let's see here. Here's the camera I use. It's a Nikon. It's a D80 35mm DSLR, right? Well, on top of here, there's a little button, and I don't know if you can see that button or not. We're going to try to show you this button. Right here. Right there. It actually sets up the different types of shots you can have. And there's one here in particular. That sets up. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to try to get this focus. Anyway, there's a little clock in there. A little timer, actually, is what that is. And we're going to turn this on so you can hear how this works through the mic. You can hear it beeping. And that is exactly how you would take a self-portrait. You would put this up on a tripod and put your camera on a tripod, right? Turn it on. you would set the timer, and then at that point, you would get in front of the camera and you would take a self-portrait. So I have a lot of those already done. We're going to look at those. Now, I do shoot in front of a green screen, and the green screen allows me to naturally just drop the green screen, right? It's called chroma keying. Now, I don't know if you've ever done any chroma key. You might have seen some of my videos in the past about chroma keying. But it's called chroma key, and what we can do is we can either use a pure green backdrop or a pure blue backdrop. And the reason that is I guess the software actually picks those colors out and actually takes those colors and can actually work with that pure green or pure blue and actually drop those out or key them. Chroma key. Keying the color out. So we're going to look at that. And I don't have really any sponsors on the live show at this point. But I do have a sponsor for my YouTube videos I've had for years. The guy's name is Ken, and he wrote the program that I'm going to be demoing today. So I thought it was fitting to give Ken a little shout out. And if you're interested, the program is actually called Green Screen Wizard. Now, the best way, if you're going to look at this or look to buy it, okay, we're also going to look at some of his backgrounds. If you're going to buy this thing, please go to my website, jackstechcorner.com, and pick it up there. Click on the link that'll take you to his site, and it's because I get referral credits, basically. So that helps to show out, you know, anything you can do to help us out. It's always greatly appreciated. You guys know that. But Ken, like I said, is a great guy. When I first started working with him, I called him on the phone, and we worked with this software over and over, and he taught me things that I thought I would never understand. And I'm even learning more now. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do some overlays. What overlays is, and we'll look at some of them on his website, is a picture. You bring up a picture of yourself or somebody that you shot from a green screen, and you may want to do a magazine layout. Well, that's how they do them, folks. They do them on an overlay, so that could help you out. Like I said, I'm really sorry with my voice today. It's really, I don't know what I'm getting. Hope I'm not getting bronchitis again. But that's Green Screen Wizard. It's very easy to use, and we're going to walk you through that. It actually hooks right into your Photoshop Elements. And I believe it connects in with, I've used it since version 7, I believe. So 7, 8, and 9 I've used it. It works great. He does not have a standalone version for the Mac. There is a standalone version for Windows. And I tell you what, we'll look at that today too. We have enough time here, and I was wondering, what am I going to teach these guys other than extractions and green screening? But I don't know if you're into green screening, but the thing about photography is that you got to think about, it costs a lot of money to take pictures of anything, and the more we take pictures, the more we want to put money into our equipment. I have boxes, and my family can tell you, I have boxes of stuff here just piled up in the corner with photography equipment in it. I should sell it. I started selling some of my old computer equipment just because I don't need it anymore. So cameras are just like any technology, basically, you know what I mean? So they're just, it's there, and sometimes you don't want to sell it. I did recently sell my D70S on eBay, really cheap, about a couple $100. But you know, somebody got it, and it's in good hands now. It's being used, and yeah, that's old equipment. I hope it's used again. So, okay. Let me quit blabbering on, because you guys know I can blabber and blabber and blabber. So, we're going to go ahead and get right into this green screen work here. And I'm going to show you what I did. Actually, yesterday I worked with this. So, we're going to go ahead and work through some of this. I'm going to show you how this works out. Alright, so hold your questions until after we get through this. We're going to go ahead and bring up our green screens. Now, this is my pictures of myself. My wife came up here yesterday and caught me taking pictures like this, and she goes, "Man, you really do love yourself too much." I mean, but hey, we are our best subjects, right? It's hard to get the kids to sit still long enough to get pictures of them. It's hard to get my dad to sit long enough to take pictures of him. You know, he's a great man, but he's getting older. He falls over at times. I mean, but that's my dad. You got to love him. So what we're looking at here is some pictures I took in front of a green screen. The green screen was also purchased through Ken at Green Screen Wizard. It's a portable green screen. It works really good for portraits, not so good for video, as I found yesterday. I mean, I played with it a little bit, but the video shoots, most of your camcorders today shoot really wide angles, and it's not really that great. So, we are going to look at how we would actually bring this up and take the green out of here and then put a new background in. So we will just grab one of these pictures. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to use this one. Right click on it. I'm in iPhoto on my Mac. Go to Edit in External Editor. Okay, so there's my mug, right? There I am. Now, with this shot, we have the green behind us. The thing about green screens, and the trick is with green screen photography, is keep it well lit. You know, that's really important. We've done this in the living room at our house before, and as long as there's enough overhead lighting, that's probably well enough lit. You know, some people go to extremes and put spotlights on these things and all kind of stuff, but we don't normally do that. But with Ken software, all we got to do to get that green out of here is we're going to do a Control J or Command J, right? Command J on the Mac, Control J on the PC. So we have that background layer because this is locked, so we can't do anything with that background. Uncheck that. We'll go under Filter, and you're going to go down to Green Screen Wizard. And this will be a menu system after you purchase Green Screen Wizard and actually install it on your computer. That's called the 3-layer system. Now, you could do this a lot of different ways. We can have our pictures in here right now and actually just have it blend it right together, and it works really well. It's not a big deal. I personally like to bring this up, and I'll put the transparency information like this, just to take the take everything out, the green out, and all you got left is the transparency information. You can show selected areas, what's actually selected. Then you can move these around, restore dark areas, right? You can play with these as much as you want. You usually don't have to. But you can play around with these as much as you want. If you can see right up here on the corner, I can tell you what that is right here. That's actually the light. That's a photography light I have sitting over there. It's putting a hot spot right in that corner. We're going to reset that. And we'll just do this. We're not going to touch anything else. I was just showing you can. Hit OK. At that point, it's going to actually remove that background. And just like that, we now have the person sitting there. He's cut out of the background, right? Very, very simple. We will look at Ken's website here. We start talking about backgrounds. We're going to look at his site. So this little bit of ease is going to cost you. It's going to set you back a little bit of money. But if you buy a green screen and you're doing any amount of green screen photography at all, then it's definitely worth it for you to have it. Let's go ahead here now. Now what we're going to do is bring my iPhoto back up. And I made a folder yesterday called Backgrounds in Tropical. Now, you don't need to buy backgrounds by any means. You can use any background you want for this. But I actually bought these backgrounds. Some of them work, you know, I mean, they all work, but some look kind of phony, I guess, when you're putting this together. I don't think I have any more backgrounds in here. But you could use really anything. If I go this outdoors, Here's some pictures of birds when I was playing with white balancing. Scenes, winter scenes. You could use pretty much anything you want. So you don't have to buy anything. You can go out, take your camera out there, and you can actually, just trying to bring his mouse over. You can actually take your camera outside. You can shoot anything you want, right? And take some really beautiful backgrounds. You don't have to buy them. But there's some we're going to look at that you may want to buy. You can build them. By all means, in Photoshop, we can look at that. You can definitely build these backgrounds. But you also want to be able to actually have nice looking backgrounds. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. What we're going to do is we're just going to go down here and under backgrounds, I'm just going to pull one of these out. Doesn't really matter which one. We're going to use this one. I'm going to right click and I'm going to open up in the editor. And there we go. Now to pull that person in, all we got to do is go back up here to our tabs on the top, right? And all we do is go to select all. That's going to select that whole entire picture with the transparency. Click on the new background image. Go to edit. I'm sorry, we selected it. Go to edit, copy it, then go back, go to edit, and then paste it. And then if you click your move tool, you can resize that layer because now it's on a new layer, right? This is why we have to know so much about layers. It's on a new layer. You can pull him down a little bit more, make him a little bit smaller. You may want to do the rule of thirds, right? Put him on one side. Not put him directly smack dab in the middle all the time. Just like so. And there you go. If you click on that background again. Now you can see that you have a really perfectly cut out person, right? From green screening. And you put them into a nice background. And what you may have at times, right here I can see a little bit of green coming through here. Probably from that light that we talked about. So if I click on that layer and just click on my eraser tool. Make this a little bigger. Right, I'm on that layer, so I'm not going to destroy the underlying layer, this one. I'm just working on the top layer here. You just want to make sure you get all that stuff out of there, all the green. A little bit right by his face there. Just like so. And that'll get all that green out of there and make it very, very easy. And makes it a piece of cake. Using Green Screen Wizard. Now we're talking about backgrounds. Let me show you a few sites here that I like to get backgrounds from. One site that I use that definitely does not sponsor any of my shows, which he should. So if you contact him for backgrounds, say, hey, you need to sponsor Jack's Tech Corner. Time to look me up. It's easybackgrounds.com. I purchased a DVD from this guy here. If you go down here, you can say buy all on a DVD. Let's see here. You could actually purchase some of these. He has different sets of DVDs. I didn't buy every one of them. But he has a bunch of stuff on here you can buy. We're going to go back here. Now, what I said about not being able to make them. If you go to the graduation one, if you know somebody in your family that's graduating, then if you look here, you can see that, you have all these different ones with graduation on them. And you just drop your pictures in there, and these are very nice backgrounds, how these work out. You got templates you can work with. And some of these other ones, just to let you know, some of these other ones are actually like $3 a pop. But if you buy more than so many, then he gives you a pretty good discount. So that's totally up to you. He has some very, very nice tutorials. I didn't see any of the new releases here lately. You can see you got some stuff up there for today. Got some stuff here for Easter. So that's really nice. Now, I told you about Green Screen Wizard. Green Screen Wizard 6 demo. I don't know if I have 6 yet. But he has a lot of tutorials on here also of how to put things together. If I go here, I was going to show you the actual portable green screen that I picked up. This is the different software. So Green Screen Wizard, Photoshop required for a plugin. I'm trying to see which one is the Mac version. Yeah, let's see here. The plugin itself, you could download a demo and try it out. If I click on buy now, I'm just trying to see how much it is for you folks. Okay, so it's not even that bad anymore. He dropped the price, you know, a good bit. Let's see here. Green Screen Wizard, if you want the Mac version, it's $150. So he did drop it a lot. You can also get it with the digital essentials backgrounds for $180, which is a pretty fair deal. Windows, it's going to cost you the same. Looks like he has a new product here for Windows called Airbrush Editor, so you can actually airbrush your pictures. Ken is a very long time photographer also, and he's just always been looking for easier ways to do things, and he's also a programmer. So he thought about it and decided that he was going to start actually building stuff on his own and actually working with this stuff. So that's exactly what he did. So there you have it. Okay, so if there's anybody that would like to call in, now would probably be the time to ring the phone, 724-701-0911. Or you can Skype me at Jack's Tech Corner, and love to talk to you on Skype or on the home phone. So the phone lines are open as always, and we are ready to take your call. Okay, nobody calling in yet at this time. By the way, we are, once again today, we are trying to simulcast onto Ustream.tv. So we have a stream going out on Ustream. If you're there, then welcome aboard. And our main stream or live stream or whatever is going across Justin.tv. So we have 2 different streams going out at the same time. All right, let's move on. This was a pretty simple tutorial. Now let's move on to something a little bit more detailed or hard. A little bit more hard. Let's see here. We just want to find a decent picture where we can extract. We talked about some extractions before, but I wanted to make sure that you can understand extractions and how they work. And you could, like I said, you're going to be extracting this anyway from a picture, but even if you have a picture of a picture, you can extract that too. So you have a lot of fun with that. I'm just looking for somewhere to extract. Let's do this picture here. Let's try it. Okay, so we're going to extract this girl here, and then we'll put her into another picture. We'll see how that's done. So the first thing you want to do with any extraction is just that, right? We got to extract the person out. Two ways of generally thinking here is, one, if the background is very busy, never try to extract your background. If the background is solid, pull the background first, right? Just like the green screen. It'll probably be easier to extract the background away from the subject than the subject away from the background. In this part, this background is so busy that I wouldn't attempt to try to select anything in the background. It's easier to extract or select the foreground person and get rid of the background. That's what we're going to do here. So, Command J, duplicate. We are going to use our quick selection tool. And I should have my Wacom board out, but I don't. So we're going to do this by hand with the mouse. Start selecting. It's interesting because the coat is kind of wrinkled, but look how that tool actually picks this up. Around the ear. We'll get the hair on the collar, right? Don't worry if you go over right now because we're going to fix that. Okay. Let's hit this minus sign here. Pull it down around her hair. Around that coat. Now if you're having trouble seeing, which obviously I am, remember we can always magnify it, right? We want to magnify it and look at this hairline. So many people are scared to magnify that it really blows me away that they don't want to magnify things up. Because we would never see this. Look, it's picking up some of the teeth as being her. And I'm just scrolling down with my mouse. Right? Because remember, the better the extraction, the better the effects, right? I didn't want to do any of that. Okay. Get back here. Subtract a little bit more right here. There we go. That looks pretty good. Add a little bit to the elbow right here. I don't know what kind of weekend you folks are having in your part of the world, but I tell you what. The East Coast here in Pennsylvania anyway, it's been raining the whole weekend. How about that? Just raining like crazy. Okay, a little bit up here. A little bit here. Just like so. Subtract it there and take it back down along our hairline. Get it the best you can. Takes a little bit of time here. Sorry about the delay with the video. This is a live showing. Once again, if you just joined us, I am Jack. This is Jack's Tech Corner. And I've been doing Photoshop Elements for about as long as I can remember. This is why I teach it. I come here on Sundays to teach it on Justin TV. And we're simulcasting on Ustream. If you found us there, then hello and welcome aboard. Okay, You don't want those ears to be too sharp, because then what you're going to have is what I call the elf look. Elf look is not cool, right? That looks pretty good. So at that point, once you have her highlighted and ready to go to be extracted, what we need to do is go to select, right? Invert. Actually, this stuff is still showing up right here. Let's get rid of that. Let's select inverse and get rid of this stuff. Just like that. Let's try it again. Select invert. Now, the way to really look at this is if you go to layer, new layer via copy, you should see what you have here, right? You're going to have the girl missing. Right? The girl is transparent. So let's do this. It's just, it's easier to undo this. Let's go up to select inverse. So once you have her selected, she's selected and ready to go. Now you can go to layer, new layer via copy. And all you're going to have, just like the green screen when we get rid of stuff, is you're just going to have your subject, your foreground person at that point. And that's just how it works. It's very easy to extract somebody out of the background. Just always remember you got layers going on here. You can rename this just like that, person. And what you want to do now is you want to put this person onto a different background. Bring a background image up here. Let's see where we could put them. Oh, let's see here. Maybe you want to use this as a background image, right? We could do that. Showing the editor. Here's the picture we're working with right here. Now, all we got to do at this point is just simply bring the girl into the shot. Do select all, edit, copy. Come over here. We're going to simply do an edit and a paste. And just bring her right in here. And what's nice when you take a picture, if you have a good enough camera and enough megapixels, this is one thing that comes in handy with megapixels, is having enough megapixels to blow a picture up or do what you want with it. See, because I can take this, even though I cut her out, and blow it up something like this. Put her over here. Now it kind of looks like you took this picture of her like standing on a, you know, on the road or something like that, and you're using the background behind you. So it's very, very simple to do, and it looks very realistic. So that's very important. Okay, so with that, that's good on that part. The next thing I promised I would show you is the standalone green screen wizard and how it works. Once again, that standalone version is for Windows. It's not for the Mac. So we are going to find it here. Actually, let me see here. I'm sure I'll find it here. Let's see. It says Green Screen Wizard Pro. Once again, it's from Ken. I don't know what version I'm still using. This is version 5. Apparently I have to get to Ken here and get version 6 to show you guys. But like I said, if you're watching the channel, support Ken. Go to my site, jackstechcorner.com, and go to the Green Screen Wizard. The little link there. Go to the Green Screen Wizard, and then purchase something from Ken. He's going to be really happy you did. See if I can't bring this up. On your screen here. Okay, this is the Green Screen Wizard. And like I said, this is Green Screen Wizard 5 Professional. Right here. And all you have to do to use this program, it's pretty nice. Naturally, it's nice. I mean, Ken wrote it, and he's a great programmer. But if I go to load, we'll load background first. And there's a ton of backgrounds that came with this, actually. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, my goodness. I don't know why they're not showing up there, right? But let's see here. Got all my backgrounds in here, and I got these overlays. If you want to learn about that, we'll talk about that some other time, or call in and I'll talk to you about it now. I have my overlays in here and stuff from Ken. It works really neat how those are. Nothing in there. Could look at some Easter stuff. There's some Easter eggs. Happy Easter. Easter background. But you can watch how easy this is to do this. If I hit open, it's going to load up that background. Well, we hope so. Yeah, it's working. It's loading it. There it goes. Okay, so it's going to load that background up. Then you can adjust your image. And the image itself, the foreground, this is your foreground, it's the girl here. You can scale her back and forth. Just like so, and you can put her right in there. Yeah, just take your time, get her in there. Just like so. And then click on close. It's going to actually set her up as being right in there. There's no easier way to do green screen photography than this, folks. I mean, there is another program out there. And the price is very much comparison. And I do not actually know the company's name, but you can find other software out there to do this. But and we do have a call coming in here. Hold on. Hello.
Hello, Jack?
Yes, hold on. Let me get my headphones plugged in here.
All right.
Okay, go ahead and try it now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. I recently, as a matter of fact, as of last night, I was able to watch your video on contact sheets.
Okay.
I want you to know how valuable that was to me because for quite a while I have been trying to understand the value of a PDF file and what it might do for me and my business. And you actually explained how to use a PDF file to send out to prospective clients or people that may want to view a number of shots that you've taken at a wedding, for instance, and in a convenient, tight manner. And I have not been able to find that convenient manner until I look at your video last evening. So I want to thank you for that. It's very valuable to me. I've never understood, quite frankly, a PDF file and what it could do. But I downloaded the information that you gave me from the, was it Qt.com, I believe?
Yes, Qt PDF.
Qt PDF, right. And I had no problem at all doing that. Opened up my Photoshop Elements and was able to use in the printer section on the organizer page. I was able to print that out to that file, and great. It turned out marvelous. So I'm going to be using that. Going to be using that a lot.
Oh, that's good. What's your first name, by the way?
Dennis.
Okay, Dennis. And where are you calling in from today?
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Down the road.
Yes, I'm from Pittsburgh.
But
your instruction on the videos for Photoshop has been invaluable to me, because I learn much better by seeing something than by reading the manual.
Yeah, I think
so. Your explanation is very, very useful. So I try to keep up with your new releases as much as possible. And this is, I think, one of the new releases for your subscribers.
What was that? You mean the live streams?
So, yes, actually it was done, I believe, a week or two ago, maybe. It was on your one of your Sunday shows that you, I believe, did the contact sheet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the contact sheets. But
how to use it on the Mac as well as the PC.
Yeah, I try to cover both of those, Dennis, and make sure that everybody gets both of those.
Right. Now, I have a lot of questions, and none of the other ones comes to my mind at this point, but actually I will be calling in with any questions I do have that you can possibly answer for me on Sundays. So I look forward to speaking with you live and getting some answers.
Okay, Dennis. Well, I appreciate the call, and from a local guy. That's good. It's good to know I'm reaching the local people, too.
Absolutely, sure. No doubt about it.
Hey, you have a good Easter, Dennis, and anytime you have a question, by all means, give me a ring.
And thank you so much, Jack. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, Dennis. Dennis from the local town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Like I said, we are in Pennsylvania here, so Dennis is also enjoying the same weather than I am right now. Rain, cold, a little cool breeze blowing through the air, so welcome to Pennsylvania, I always say. So, all right, pop these headphones off my head here. So if you have any questions, by all means, give me a call, 724-701-0911. The phone lines are open. If not, we're just going to clean up and finish looking at the green screen wizard here. We've been looking at it on Windows, just so you get an idea of what it looks like. And by all means, if you need it, we can also do more Windows type based tutorials, but Photoshop Elements, especially with this new version 9, they've got the two programs so closely related now that there's really no difference I've found, except maybe the maps. The Photoshop 9 on the Mac does not allow you to put your picture onto a map like it does on Photoshop 6, 7, 8, and 9 on the Windows side of things. So, okay. So we will bring that back up here for a minute. Get my mouse back over there to where we were. And we will continue on with this. So if you're going to load up a foreground, a new foreground, all you need is a picture taken with somebody with a green screen. And I should have some. On here because I use this computer so much for different lessons. I got some here probably of me, probably some crazy ones. Here's one. I'm going to rotate this counterclockwise, right? This is a crazy one. This is a while back. And you just stick it in there, and what it's going to do is remove that green for you, and it will lay it right into the picture itself. It's very, very simplistic. And there you go. Once again, you would just scale that picture down to whatever you wanted it to be, and you'd be good to go. Just a few more minutes, and we're going to wrap up this episode of Jack's Tech Corner, Photoshop Elements Weekly, number 4. So it's moving along. Can't believe this has been a month already since I've been doing these shows. Hopefully the stream's working well. I guess it is, because if you can call in, obviously you can see it, and you can see what's going on. You can hear it and understand it. So that's good. My first couple shows was a little bogus because you couldn't see the screen. The screenshots were really bad, so I think with the with the setup now, I think it's a lot better. Then these camera angles too. The camera angles help, just like this one. Dual camera shot there, so we can have 2 cameras going at once. But other than that, don't want to baffle you with too much crap, right? That's basically what it is. Well, hey folks, like I said, my voice is not 100%. I'm not feeling 150% today. I'm not even feeling about 80%. Hey Dennis, thank you so much again for the call, and I'm glad the shows are helping you out. Definitely. Maybe someday around the Berg there, we can hook up and shoot the breeze about Photoshop. You know, maybe we can do some kind of live meet and greet somewhere. That'd be kind of cool. Just to have some people sit around talking about photography. I mean, I know there's some camera clubs in town, but I don't really know where. I've heard of them, but nobody really tells me where they're meeting at, so I don't go looking for them. But for everybody else, thank you for joining this episode of Photoshop Elements Weekly. Like I said, I am your host, Jack, from Jack's Tech Corner. By all means, if you look for the green screen wizard, like I said, go to my website, jackstechcorner.com. Click on that link. I think I showed that to you earlier. I just want to be sure. Right here. There's a link right here. Use that graphic. It would be nice if I brought my computer up for you, huh? Use this graphic right here, and you could actually click on that to take you to Green Screen Wizard, take you to Ken's site, just to make sure that the referrals are all there and everything's worked out okay. So that is how that works. I don't know why that live stream is not working. It says live, but it's not running. Must be because it's paused. Whatever. I don't quite understand that either, how that works, but okay. So we'll go here. Actually close that. And until next week, keep those questions rolling around. Have a great Easter Sunday. Hopefully you're going to have a nice Easter dinner. I know here in a little while I have to go pick up the folks there. Well, at least my dad. I have to pick up my dad. He's coming in for Easter dinner today. So it's a time for family. So make sure you guys get together. Have some family and friends over. You know what I mean? We'll go out and have a nice dinner somewhere, hopefully. But as always, don't forget now, take that camera outside. Keep that shutter clicking. Keep these editors editing. And I'll see you back here next time on Jack's Tech Corner, Live Edition. Bye for now.